Okay, so I'm gonna do something I've never done on this channel before. I'm gonna do a prediction video. Yes, there is like a metric boatload of predictions out there about every Grand Prix that you've ever Grand Prix'd, but I like to spice shit up, right? I like to make problems appear, and I like being wrong, but for the reasons of drama. I am in this entire situation because I like to see A, stats, B, drama. That's it. For me, 2021 was peak Formula One, basically because there was just drama left, right, and center, and there was a championship at stake, you know? Let's also just forget about this, because this is just like, forget about it. But the Chinese Grand Prix hasn't happened in 5 years. It's been on the calendar initially for 2 of the 5 years that we've not had one. A lot of drivers on the grid, I say a lot, I think it's about 4, haven't raced on this track. Zhou, Piastri, what is it again? Sargent, I'm not sure. There's probably another one person that has not raced at this Grand Prix before. And so we know which 4 drivers are probably not going to do well. And McLaren has been saying it's going to be a damage limitation drive. So you kind of expect just the utter chaos of everything, really. But. Let's go into my predictions. I'm going to do top 5 and top 2 teams. And I'm going to predict one, or try to predict one crazy scenario that's going to happen. So let's get started. Because it's a sprint race, I'm going to do top 3 sprint and top 5 Grand Prix, because that's how I'm going to do it. If you like it, you like it. If you don't like it, too bad, so sad. Let's move on. In third place for the sprint, I'm going to put Lewis Hamilton. Why? Because Lewis Hamilton has always been good on this track. And he has a car that could potentially perform in the long low speed corners, and that's about it. The first sector is going to be god tier, especially in qualifying. The short sprint race might cause some chaos, but I think it will be enough for Mercedes to get a third place in the sprint. P2, I think is going to be Max Verstappen. Because Max Verstappen is Max Verstappen, but I think it's going to be because of the driver in first place who has just been performing at an obscene level, aside from Max, which is Carlos Sainz. So for me, it's Sainz, Verstappen, Hamilton. That's basically it. I think those 3 drivers are going to perform the best to their ability, and we're going to have something incredible to go with. Another alternative prediction that I have is that one driver from the top teams is going to crash into the other driver of a top team. I think it's probably going to be someone like Perez and Leclerc. And I think both of them are not going to finish the race. That's going to be a crazy thing. That's the craziest thing to expect, isn't it? Anyway, I've said it. That's what's going to happen. I'm pretty sure that's going to happen. Now let's go on to the race. I think it's not going to be a Red Bull on the podium. First of all, I think P5 and 4, the Red Bulls. I think Verstappen will be in P4 and Perez in P5. So who's going to be my top 3? I think my top 3 will be Alonso, Lewis, Sainz. Yeah, I'm doubling down on the Sainz hype train. Sainz is going to absolutely smash the field. Or you're going to be wondering, where is Leclerc in all of this? I think Leclerc's just going to have a terrible race weekend. I just think he's not going to do well at all. I mean, we're going to set precedent now, because if he does well, then you know that everything that I do is going to be absolutely reversed, and we might actually have some kind of a massive race of sorts. But I think this is going to happen. The best team will obviously be Ferrari, in my opinion. Then I think Mercedes and Red Bull will be neck and neck. I think Red Bull might just pip Mercedes, and it'll be Lewis Hamilton, the determining factor for Mercedes to score even as many points as Red Bull or more than Red Bull, depending on where they finish. And what do I think about the rookies on this track? So I say rookies, but the people that are new to this track, how will they perform? I think Zhou will perform average, but the Alfa Romeo is terrible. Well, it's not terrible. It's pretty okay, but the pit stops, they're just gonna be trash. Unless Sauber decides to pull an absolute blinder and put an absolute god tier performance of pit stops in, there is no way in hell that there's going to be any points on the board for Zhou. McLaren will just do damage limitation, probably be barely in the points with Oscar Piastri. Maybe not any more than that. And perhaps Logan Sargent will crash out. I mean, Sargent slander is probably the best thing for him, because otherwise you're jinxing him to an eternity of pain, misery, and everything else if you predict him to get points. So yeah, that's my prediction. Little short, but it is what it is, right? Thank you for watching. If you agree with my predictions, let me know. Like the video. If you disagree, let me know why you disagree and what do you think instead is gonna happen. Down in the comments. Like, subscribe, all the good stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next video. My creator mode video for F4 Manager is coming out pretty soon, but it's taking a while to edit. Anyway, thank you for watching. Peace out. Get out of here.